Hi, I'm Shane Murphy-Goldsmith, and I'm the president and CEO of Liberty Hill Foundation. And I'm here today with Justus Jones, who's a youth engagement specialist at Arts for Incarcerated Youth Network. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I'm so excited for you to meet Justus. He has overcome impossible odds to become a brilliant artist, activist, and mentor. And today we will find out how he did it. Justus, you have had a rough life. You've been in and out of jail, you were in a gang. One of the most powerful things you said when I interviewed you was, I think everybody just wants love. When I asked other young people what could have made a difference to them when they were kids, before they ended up in jail, almost every single one said love. So Justus, tell us more about that.
Thank you for the introduction. That was lovely. I appreciate that. But yeah, I think it's mainly about, once again, it's about being loved and being accepted by somebody. Everybody wants to be a part of something. Everybody wants to be appreciated for something. And we're all born like that. I think over time, some people do tend to feel like they don't need love because they've been hurt by love so many times, or they never had the opportunity to experience love. And so where they get that love from, where else is the streets? Some get addicted to drugs. But I ultimately feel that when a person is loved and they're around people that love them and genuinely love them, the person changes naturally, and it shows.
That's beautiful, Justus. And despite the many injustices and tragedies that you experienced as a kid, you have triumphed. Can you tell us, how did you do that? How did you triumph, and how do you support other young people so they too can triumph?
Well, once again, I'm gonna take it back to love. That seems like that's gonna be the theme on this interview, but I had to start loving myself. For a long time, I was self-jeopardizing. Like, everything I did was self-inflicting, and once you look at it from a distance, you gotta realize, like, oh, this is me not loving myself. So I think during like my incarceration, I began to really love myself and reprogram how I was thinking, how I felt about myself, and what I wanted to do, and realizing who I am. Like, I'm somebody, and I do want to be somewhere further in life than the streets. And yeah, that's how I overcame it. And I also had some very good mentors. Shout out to my mentor, Matthew Cuban and Alicia Waz. Definitely appreciate them. They were instrumental in that process for sure. In the beginning, it's subtle. It's letting them know that, hey man, I'm here whenever you want to call me, whenever you need me. I'm here for you, bro. Anything you want to talk about, like, just letting them know that they have that support system, letting them know that they have somebody that cares. Like, oh, I can call him. And at first, they probably won't reach out because they're getting to know you. They're gaining that trust. This is something new to them. And yeah, after that, you eventually like, yeah, bro, love you, travel safe, bro. Hit me back when you're on the way, bro. Like, or let me know when you get to the crib. Let me know when you touch down. Is there anything you need? And eventually you gain that trust, and they do reach out and they do talk to you and let you know when things are going on. That's basically how I work. Yeah, I would just work organic with them. I'm human. I'm not over you. We're both here together. I'm here to learn from you. You're here to learn from me. So let's do this together. And outside of this classroom, I still do care for you. I still appreciate you.
I love that. Those young people must be so lucky and grateful to have you in their life.
I'm grateful as well.
Now, we know that this pandemic, COVID-19, is hitting Black and Latino and poor folks harder than anyone else here in Los Angeles. I would love to know how you're doing amidst this pandemic and how the people you love in your life are dealing with this crisis.
I'm doing fine. I can't complain. I definitely feel a lot of grief for the people who have suffered from losses from this. I recently actually just found out on Friday that my pops has it, and he has pneumonia as well. So I'm sitting with it. I don't really want to touch on it too much, but I didn't really know my father like that, so it can't be like a, you know, it's not that I don't care, it's just I don't know how to express that. You get what I'm saying? But other than that, that's the only person I've heard in my family that has that right now. And I definitely feel it's unfortunate for the people who are incarcerated right now as well. Like, I feel like they're forgotten, and it's, a lot of people are like, it's nothing really much you can do. Like if it's gonna come, it's gonna come. So you have to think how they're living in while incarcerated, what they have to go through, because nobody cares about them in there. As far as the people that are in that facility, nobody cares. So,
Justus, are you using your art to help you get through this time and help other young people get through this time?
definitely, for sure. I'm writing every day. I'm writing a new rap every day, for sure. I'm gonna probably drop an album called COVID.
Awesome.
I think, yeah, I think I like that. I just came up with that right now. I think I'm gonna do that though.
I love
But,
it.
but
You heard
yeah,
it here, people. I'm
but
gonna be famous because I premiered
yeah,
your revelation that you're gonna make an album about COVID.
yes, about the whole process. And I also think it's been helpful with the youth as well. Like during the youth calls, when I'm able to facilitate, I will run writing prompts, and I'll get the youth's participation, and I'll hear them little pieces. I get to hear little pieces of what's going on with them right now through their music or through their poetry. So I definitely think it's helping them vent in a subtle way, probably that they don't even realize, but it's coming out in their music, and I definitely appreciate that.
I'm gonna turn us over to talk about the video in a second, but before I do that, Justus, is there anything else that you want to share about yourself, your life, your work right now?
Yeah, right now, lately, I've been diving into the arts advocacy lane, looking into that, basically making sure that art is being looked at as essential all around the world, even in education, because sometimes in education it tends to not highlight art as much, as not being a need. But I definitely feel art is a need when somebody is growing. I feel like they should have art in preschool. Yeah, so I've been diving into that, learning how to advocate for that, learning how to address that and all the different angles of that. Uh, Advocate for the budget, because we need the money to do the arts. Like, it's essential. And yeah, that's what I've been doing. And I just want everybody out there to stay positive, stay on your grind, love yourself, and yeah, shine.
All right, we'll do our best. Now, before we show your short film, Justus, let's talk a little bit about it. I had the great honor of receiving a Stanton Fellowship from the Durfee Foundation to study an intractable problem. The problem I picked was the fact that Los Angeles arrests and jails more kids than anywhere in the world, mostly Black and Latino boys. I wanted to understand why that's happening and how we can end youth incarceration as we know it and create something better in its place. I always follow the lead of those who are closest to the problems. So I decided to do oral histories of young men who had recently been incarcerated in one of LA's youth jails, and that is how I met Justus. And as part of that project, Justus created this film to tell his own story. So Justus, tell us about the film that you made and what you hope people will take away from it.
One of my coworkers, Julian Harris, he edited the film because it came from our oral histories project. They wanted to document how we were making the oral history project. And by the way, my project is a poem. I did a poem on a fine piece of paper in a nice font. But yeah, they wanted to document that process and also talk a little bit about what led us to even doing the oral histories project and led us to being with AIYN. And it kind of goes through, it talks a little bit about my the juvenile time that I experienced, the loss of my mother, and also like what I love, and that's art, and specifically poetry and hip hop. It talks about that. Yeah.
if there was one thing, Justice, that you would want people to understand after seeing your film, what would it be?
That no matter what you done been through, no matter what they told you, like whatever you put in your head, that's where you're going. And no matter where you were, it's about where you're going. And yeah, shoot for the stars for sure. I'm still shooting.
You're gonna get there. And I'm gonna say, I knew you when.
Yes.
Wonderful. All right. Without further ado, the debut of the Justus Jones film.